or Viola. I can say that.
I think I am that. Hi, I'm Rachel from Turiya Yoga Berlin, and we're doing a Yogalesque class today with Viola from the Shimmy Shake School of Burlesque.
Nailed it.
So today we're doing a Yogalesque class, and we're going to focus on sensual distancing and the second chakra. So this is part of our chakra series, and I'll be talking in a moment more about the second chakra and what it's all about. I think it's a really great time to have a more sensual take on the yoga practice, because our experience of touch has been changed so much by the current situation with the coronavirus. So some of you are at home with many children who are not going to preschool or school, and you're experiencing constant touch. Some of you are alone in an apartment and quarantining by yourselves and then experiencing almost no touch. So for a lot of us, this has been a huge change in the physical touch that we're used to having. And today is really about making friends with your body and your sensuality, completely unrelated to all that, like just you with yourself and your beautiful Yogalesque body. So I'm very excited to have Viola with us today. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and also about what Burlesque is?
Sure. So my name's Viola Vixen. I run the Shimmy Shake Berlin Burlesque School and Hamburg Burlesque School. I've been performing and teaching burlesque for 15 years now. And for me, burlesque is about giving people a lot of sensual freedom in their bodies and letting them explore their own sexuality and creativity. It's quite like a free form practice, so we get to put our own spin on what we want to express with the audience and design how we want that to look and feel. Yeah, and I find it's a really wonderful thing to give to people, to be able to access their own sensuality in a way that really suits them, and burlesque is quite a soft, gentle way to open that positive relationship with yourself.
Oh, that sounds so good. So I remember we had a conversation, I think a year ago. Mm-hmm. So I have the privilege of knowing Viola Vixen in real life.
It's true.
On the DL. And I said, you were talking about that you teach burlesque classes, and I was like, I don't think I have a burlesque body. And you said, everybody is a burlesque body. And I was like, it felt just so great and so right.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a big stereotype about what people think that burlesque looks like as, in a physical form, and that's really nonsense. It does apply to a lot of different types of performance and dance and, arts practices, but it really does not apply to burlesque at all. The whole thing about burlesque is that whatever is different and individual and unique about you is the thing that you've got to share and express, that also empowers you and other people by seeing it. So actually the different range of bodies and humans that perform and learn burlesque is kind of what makes it a nice, powerful thing to give to the world and yourself.
Yeah, sweet. So I wrote down to ask who is burlesque for, but I think you just answered that.
That's for everyone.
Yay. Okay. I am connecting this with the chakra series and talking about the second chakra. So I'm going to talk about that for a second. If you want more explanation of just what chakras are, I'm linking to a video where I explain that a little bit more in the description. Okay, so the second chakra is located right here, not in the front or the back, but right in the middle, right here. And it is the chakra for creativity. It's the burlesque chakra. Sexuality,
that's what it's called.
sensuality. Yeah, now this is the new name in the new normal. The element is water, and it's also connected to artistic creativity and expression, and it's also related to, I love this list, desire, pleasure, interrelation, and need. Tell me about what we're going to learn today about burlesque.
Oh yeah, so I think today we're going to run through the kind of classic traditional moves of burlesque. They're a nice way to kind of connect with those movements, and then we're you want to put on them yourself, like your own spin is totally fine. But yeah, we're going to run through like the very traditional classic bump and grind style, which is what I like to do the most. And then we can kind of have a little like freestyle with, putting it together however you like or feel. And then we've also got a few props in the studio, like some boas and gloves and things like that to play with.
Right, so we will become glam.
We're going to get glam. We're going to get glam. There'll be a little makeover involved.
Yay!
Yeah. It's really like there is a space for everybody there to feel good and empowered in their own bodies, sensually, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
You ready?
To be empowered.
You want to shake hands?
Yeah, shake hands.
So, can you tell me a little bit about what I'm going to be learning from you today in yoga?
Well, we're going to be focusing a lot on the tilt of the pelvis, because that's kind of the simplest way to approach balancing out the water element, like the flow and containment. And like the simplest way I could describe it is that arching your back and sticking your butt out creates more flow, and kind of tucking the other direction creates more containment. And there's kind of a sweet spot when you balance them both exactly that feels really energized. We're practicing without mats. A quick word to that. Yoga mats are really fun. They pad your knees, they're non-slip. They're completely unnecessary. So unnecessary. They were invented like 50 years ago. And if you don't know how old yoga is, there's a lot of debate about it, but it's in the thousands. So you don't need a yoga mat, and we're gonna roll like that today. So please come to all fours, and if your knees hurt, then put something under them, like a yoga mat or a sweatshirt. You okay?
I'm good.
I'm good too, okay. So we're gonna start with cat and cow. So inhaling, look forward, let your belly sink for the cow. Exhale, belly to the sky. And keep that movement going, but in your own rhythm. So we don't have to be together. And at home, you don't have to be with us. And notice, as you go through the extremes of movement, how your pelvis moves and how it feels different when your back is arched and you're looking forward, and when your tailbone is tucked under. So a few more breaths with this. I'm gonna need a ponytail. All right, now come back to what feels like a neutral spine and lift your knees like an inch or a couple centimeters off the ground. And we're gonna do it again. So inhaling. Oh, suddenly it feels very different. So inhaling, really arch your back, stick your butt up in the air. Exhale, tuck your pelvis. Very good. You can hear my voice has changed completely. Starting to warm up a little bit. And set your knees back down and sit down just for a minute. If you're looking at the second chakra, this position where it's really like classic sexy butt, this promotes more flow in the second chakra, and containment is more through belly button back, tailbone forward. Like the exaggerated version would be like, I don't know, what is this? This is like a bodybuilder tuck or something, right? So it's interesting also that we see this as maybe more feminine and this as more masculine. But really, all bodies want a nice balance of containment and flow. So back to all fours, and make your body really long, and then do a little arch in the lower back and see if you can feel not only that your tailbone is lifting up, but also that your sit bones widen apart. So you just feel like your hips even get wider. And then keep that and pull up your low belly until you come to a more neutral position. Yeah, exactly. So trying to keep that sense of width, but still adding a little tuck. And now keep that. Stretch your left leg way back. And inhale, look forward. Exhale, draw your low belly in a little bit more. Great. And if you like, stretch out your right arm. All right. Inhale, length here, and exhale, elbow and knee together or overlapping. And two more times. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Now length and set it down. And now just feel for a moment if the two sides of your pelvis feel a little different. Do you feel any difference?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the left butt cheek just got super active.
Yeah, warm.
Warm. It's warm. All right, let's do the other side. So first, lower back arch. And now try not to go all the way into the other extreme, but like keep that sense of width and just draw in your low belly. Inhale, right leg back. And left arm forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, long. Exhale. Again, in your own time. Doesn't have to match me. And inhale, long. Set it down. Very good. Set your hands forward a tiny bit and lift your hips up. Slide your hips back. So we're not doing downward dog. We're keeping the shoulders over the wrists more or less, bending the knees, and then we're gonna do the pelvic tilt here too. So inhale, butt to the sky, exhale, tailbone down. Ooh, inhale, and tailbone down. So when you inhale, spread your sit bones up and apart, and when you exhale, your tailbone leads towards your heels. If nothing else, this brings a lot of blood flow to the pelvis, which helps to just get more sensation, more awareness. All right, now again, let's try to find the balance. So inhale, sit bones up and back, and now draw in your low belly and make your lower back long. Great. And now set your knees back down. You're gonna step the right foot forward for a lunge and lift the back knee up. So kind of a classic, oh, I'm kind of covering you up, there we go. Kind of a classic yoga lunge. And now try lifting your hips up a little higher and see if you can create an arch in your lower back. It's pretty difficult in this position, but that makes it kind of interesting. Create a little arch in your lower back, lift your sit bones up and apart, and then draw up your low belly and lengthen front knee and back heel away from each other. Stretch your leg fully, left thigh lifting up. Yeah, okay. And now set your back knee down, and we're gonna try to do like a little cat-cow here. So inhale, arch your back, it's almost invisible. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, arch. Exhale, tuck, very good. Inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale, exhale. Now just make your upper body long. Place both hands inside your right foot and lower your chest. So it might be that you want to put your elbows down or you just bend your knees a little. Another variation of this is to stretch the back leg. So that's up to you guys. So in a classic second chakra yoga class, which this is not, I would also stretch the hips a lot. That really helps the water energy to start flowing. The general direction of the water energy in yoga is down. So down from the second chakra through the first chakra and through the legs and feet. All right, place your back knee down, come back to table pose. And bring your left foot forward. Lift your back knee for a yoga lunge. And now lift your tailbone, lift both sit bones up and back, kind of like, I don't know, just like you're showing someone your butt. Like, you know, dogs and horses are sometimes like, hey, check out my butt. Yeah, so that's us. There's my butt. And then scoop your tailbone and lengthen front knee. Yes, very nice. And breathe. Try to feel really clearly your contact with the floor and your contact with the air. So all the skin on your body touching either floor, air, or your clothes or hair. Set your back knee down. And we're gonna do the cat and cow. So moo and cow position. Inhaling and exhale. All right, and now trying to find again the balance between flow and containment. So create more flow by spreading your sit bones back and apart. Very good. And then scoop your tailbone. The tailbone is right here, and the direction of it is kind of like that. Like you want to just kind of activate it towards the floor. And then stretch forward. And then bring both hands inside your left foot. Stretch your back knee if you want to. And then slowly lower your chest to wherever feels good to you. I was at a yoga class once in the element yoga style, and at the end everyone kind of like didn't want to get up from Shavasana. Everyone was just like laying around or like chatting with each other, and I was like, I went to the teacher, I was like, what's going on? And he's like, it was a second chakra class. Everyone's like all about connection and sensual, cozy. All right, so we're gonna stand up however you like. Put your hands on your hips, and we're gonna do, again, this arching thing and feel it with our hands. So bend your knees just a little bit and move your sit bones back and apart like duck. And then let's go too far in the other direction. Just tuck your pelvis like crazy and notice how it feels. Like what I notice is a serious sense of like constraint, like I don't have enough space to breathe, but I feel very stable. And in this one, I feel more, I start to feel a little unstable in my low back, but very open. I feel very open. Why is that? All right, so let's balance it out. Sit bones back and apart, and then tuck your tailbone just a little bit until you feel long in the front and back of your pelvis. Yeah, that's great. And then try to keep that and stretch your legs. Come to standing. Whew. And I'm gonna hand it over to Viola.
Okay. We're ready to learn some burlesque?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Cool. So we'll go through some of the kind of classic moves, like I said, and focusing on the ones that kind of connect us to our bodies and sensuality. We're going to start with posture. So shoulders back. This is quite a classic burlesque posture. Shoulders back, hands on the hips. We bring our knees together. It's called like a bevel, which is meant to be based on a champagne glass. So there shouldn't be any light in between your legs at all. So you want to squeeze those ankles right in. Yeah, there you go. And then drop into one hip. Yeah? So this is quite our classic, quite classic burlesque move, posture, and then change the other side, and keep blocking that light out. You don't need... Definitely does help in heels. So, for next time, or if you're practicing at home, you can try this in heels. Okay, now for our hands, bring our hands out to start with. Hands are really important in burlesque. It really translates your sensual movements a lot better if you're touching your arm and you're like, oh yeah. Or if you're touching your arm with a gentle finger. It also feels a lot more sensual for you, and whoever, if anyone's watching you, they kind of imagine how it's feeling for you when you're touching your body, which creates a lot of tension. So with our fingers, dropping down our middle finger and our thumb, yeah, and then pointing the rest. Wrists unfurl a little, yeah, and elbows back. There we go. So you can do some moves here, yeah, yeah, and a trace. We also call these feel in my eyes, like feel in my arm, feel in my face, or love my eyes, yeah. Oh, I love my arm. Oh, I love my face. Oh, I love my whole body. Yeah, we can do one on the leg, so bringing the leg out, coming down. Just love that leg. Very good. Cool. So this is classic burlesque posture. Yeah, now we can stretch. Okay, good. So, and then bringing our shoulders back. So chest is elevated, and we'll try a shimmy. Again, looking at our hands, printing these ones down, but we're not actually going to do, any meditation symbols there. And remembering to turn your elbows towards the back. So now I can try a little shimmy. Yeah.
It's not very much happening.
It doesn't matter. It's really about the muscles. Like, yeah, masked bodies can also shimmy. So we can try shifting the weight there. It takes a little practice, but it's a really nice way to like loosen up a little as well. You can step back, yeah. And then we want to watch our arms, because what happens is that as we're doing it, we start to get these like pterodactyl chicken thing happening. So bring it out again. Turn the elbows back. Also, when we turn our elbows, drop our elbows down and we shimmy, we get a whole lot of arm movement involved, which some people are fine with, but personally, I don't love it, and I also find it like quite distracting if I'm watching and there's a big shimmy happening here and across here. So by lifting it back, then we get like the focus back on the chest. Yeah, and just try swapping. And it's really about the shoulders and the muscles in here rather than about what's on your chest. So coming down, you can try coming forward. And up. Yeah, so it's more of a movement. So it's like from here instead going this, yeah, boom, 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 really in here. Often when we're like used to doing some different forms of practice that are quite about being strong in places, the feeling, particularly as like a femme body, just of relaxing and being like, woo, letting things go is quite unusual. And if you've done any kind of dance, like ballet training, we get really used to being quite firm. Yeah. So you want to really let it go. Like burlesque is not about that. Let it go. There you go. I just saw it. Go on. You can do it. Yeah. So really strong in the arms. Like, you know, I don't have very big guns, so you can't see it, but I'm really flexed in my shoulders completely. Okay. Yeah? And then that helps. There you go. Hey, we got it. Yeah. So arms are really firm, and then in here we're rotating. There you go.
It's easier to this, but that doesn't look good.
I mean, it looks great. Another one that I got was one time, like someone saying that you're like pushing 2 buttons really quickly. So you go, whoa, like that, and that can help you just find the feeling. Okay. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
That's kind of good.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just not something that you're going to learn immediately. It's just something that we need to practice. Some people just drop into it, but a lot of people don't, and that's okay too. So we're here, try coming down. Yeah, try stepping apart. Try coming around. Come around the other way. Yeah, good. Okay, coming back together. Now we'll try doing a grind. So feet together, but bring both heels down. And we're going to push side, 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 forward, back. I might turn a little so you can see. And then we draw a circle with our hips. Yeah? It's kind of like there's a pencil right in between our legs, and we're on a piece of paper drawing a circle literally, like holding with our crutch. So there we go the other way, circle, circle, and you can bring the circle around. That feels comfortable. Yeah, try the other way. There's a lot of kind of belly dance moves that have been, that are the basis of burlesque moves. Of a lot of these like hip movements, something like a figure 8 where we can come around and around. Yeah. Very nice. Cool. So.
Do you stay back in the middle, or do you also go like front?
Yeah, you can go front, but I don't bring it front too much. It's kind of like a little scoop across. Yeah, pretty neutral, and then to the sides more. Yeah. Cool. So this is the grind, is this circle. You can do it in different ways, how you feel comfortable, having your knees apart a little more. Yeah, sitting down, that's good. That one's more natural for you. It's really okay in burlesque to like try all the moves out and then see the ones that fit for you and your body, and then focus on those. You can come down, or you want to make it yogalesque, we come down like this today. Yeah, okay. And then come down there. We can also do big wide ones where hands come out and we go side, 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 and then draw a big circle back. Yeah. That's nice. I could do that on the side a bit more. So we come down and forward. Yeah. And then the other way. Really focusing on getting your hips back to this place rather than your chest. Just let it fall with it. So we come around and back and forward and around. And forward. Yeah, it's quite a little cute like pin-up pose thing there as well. Ooh. And then we'll do butt shimmies. So butt shimmies, come down. We're going to go shoulders back, chest up, knees hip width apart, and then turn, sink, and we go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, shimmy. You want to try and keep your heels planted, yeah, so that then the power comes up through your feet into your butt. Yeah.
Like pushing one foot and the other.
It's from your knees a little more. So we have flat feet and then we're pushing from our knees and letting the vibrations come up to our butt, and we're keeping those shoulders back, chest up, so that we're not getting this whole body. It's really about isolating, so it's just your butt. Bring your hands out here, can help sometimes. Yeah, that's good. So good. So from there, we've got the shoulder shimmy. Yep. When you're ready. Shoulder shimmy. Yep. We've got some traces or love mice. Ooh, ooh. Try the other leg. Come down. Very good. We have a variety of grinds, which is this one. Feet flat on the floor. Yeah, there you go. And the other way. Yeah. And then we've got our butt shimmy. And I'll add to that the bump. So the bump, we sit back like into our tailbone, and then we're gonna come forward like there's a bump. It feels kind of silly and ridiculous, but this was like designed at a time where women moving their hips was completely risque and scandalous. So if you imagine a woman thrusting her pelvis on stage and grinding it, it was very erotic. And it actually feels really good. Yeah. And if you, yeah, when we have a costume that's covered in fringing and we do all of these boom booms, they look really good. We can also do these jump ones. We'll do a little jump and bump. They're called. Yeah, yeah, it's really nice. So yeah, then we can do the like a hip drop or grind. So we bring one foot forward a little, bend the knee, come down, and we go around in a circle here. So bringing your upper body back a little, yeah, sitting down into our butt. We call that a butt pop, the duck butt. Yeah. We pop our butt, so you pop your butt, and then we go, yeah, around. You can bring your arms like up when you do that. Yeah, yeah. So these are quite like the base movements on the other side. Always grinding away. These are the base movements of a lot of bump and grind. So doing these different varieties of grinds and different bumps forward or side. Yeah, this is bump and grind. Yes, and you can get all feisty in your performance of it as well.
Reminds me of flamenco.
Yeah, yeah. It's quite a bit of that, but I think the difference is that with flamenco we stay quite strong, you know, and with burlesque we can actually be a lot more sensual and feel our bodies a bit more, yeah? So it's okay to be a little, yeah, you know, not draw the line at erotic and be able to dance into that because it feels good. Yeah, cool, they're the basic moves.
To see our glam transformation and burlesque freestyling, click on the video in the description. We had too much fun and couldn't fit it in one video.
Thanks again to Shimmy Shake School of Burlesque for joining us. There are links to the schools in Berlin and Hamburg below. And we made another collab video, which is going to be on their YouTube channel, so we're linking to that as well. Obviously, you should check it out. Ooh, I like this.